Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your April 2019 mid-month general readings. Thanks for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers, first-timers, and welcome back to any subscribers and followers. Thank you for taking the time to tune in today, for sending in all your support, feedback, and comments. Always appreciated. And a special thank you, as always, to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for keeping me so continuously busy with the personal readings. Thank you so much. It's always an honor and a pleasure to read for all of you. If any of you are interested in setting up a personal one-on-one reading with me, live or recorded, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below or going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the little About button there. You can also email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond to your initial inquiry with more info the same day or the first 24 hours. And scheduling is pretty good too. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with both your schedule and mine to get you a reading as quickly as possible. So if you're interested, send me an email. We'll go from there. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, of all different types and lengths and costs. So I look forward to hearing from those of you who are interested in that. All right, let's move right into this. This reading is for the water sign of Pisces for the last half of April 2019. If you know your rising and moon sign and Venus sign, watch those videos as well. They can often provide additional clarification because, as many of you know, general readings always resonate a little differently for everybody watching because there's so many of you watching, and of course everyone's story is different. So all right, let's get right into this. Pisces, let's see what the remainder of April 2019 has in store for our Pisceans. Pisces, April 2019, mid-month. Okay, Pisces, we begin with the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the Six of Swords. We have the Nine of Wands, followed by the Three of Cups. Lovely. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy and focus for the remainder of April is the Two of Pentacles. So choice energy seems to be maybe trying to decide between two things or juggling two different things. Let's get a clarifier on that Two of Pentacles. I think I've done about half the signs already, and there's a lot of decision-making energy, crossroads energy. Twos can often represent being at a crossroads, duality, choices. The Two of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy. That's the element which governs this suit. And this is a suit that often deals with the structure, stability, and security of our lives, can often manifest in areas of things like money, finances, property, resources, job, assets, etc. Things we can see and touch and feel, or the efforts we put into our lives to give us a sense of stability and security, the structure, if you will. So some of you may be deciding between two things. You may be contemplating two different things that have to do with the structure and stability of your life. Could be money for some of you. We have the Nine of Pentacles here. Let's get some clarification on this Two of Pentacles. What's this juggling, this back and forth energy about? The Five of Pentacles, which is a card that can often represent insufficiency or lack, wanting, not having enough. This can be in the financial or monetary sense. Some of you may be short on money. You may be out of work or working a job, not having enough money. Sometimes this card can represent missing something that's either right in front of you or in your environment. You can see that the couple on this card, they're depicted as being outside of this church or cathedrals. In other decks, sometimes they're portrayed as being outside in the rain or the snow, you know, sort of homeless or in need. And the light that's shining out through the windows is right in front of them, is often representative of something that's right there. The implication is that on the other side of this light, or the source of this light, there is what they need, or help, resources, insight, etc. But they're not really paying attention to that. They're only paying attention to to the need. Sometimes it can represent missing something that's right in front of you, or not giving something or someone in your environment a second look. So you might be missing out on something that's useful, or something that's quite important. On an emotional level, this can represent, on an emotional level, insufficiency and lack, feeling, left out in the cold, or shut out of a group, abandoned, rejected. But there's something there in your environment, or someone that you might be missing, that could be a source of help, support, or even joy and love. But you do have 3 Pentacles cards here. So in terms of that earth energy sector of your life, what makes us feel what is about the structure and stability of our life. Some of you, many of you, this may be about money or finances or job, or whatever you look at as the stability and security of your life. So overall energy is the 2 of Pentacles, clarified by the 5 of Pentacles. So some of you may be trying to make a decision. You may have a couple of options that you're considering around the security and stability of your life. Some of you, it may be, you might be in a job that isn't paying you enough. Do I look for another job? Do I take another job offer? Some of you might be out of work. You might be considering what to do about that, going for one thing versus the other. Some of you, I feel like for a lot of you, it's something to do with those of you that are in the conventional workforce. It might be something to do with your career path, or what you're doing to earn money to support your day-to-day life. Some of you, I feel, may be considering, you may be in a job or on a career path that isn't bringing you enough money, or isn't bringing you the kind of money that you want. You may be considering doing something more entrepreneurial, maybe considering doing something, starting up your own business, or starting up another source of, trying to start up another source of income while you're currently working to increase your income. You may be thinking about taking another job entirely. Some of you may have found yourself in trouble with financial issues, such as, rent or mortgage payments or something of that sort. Because there's definitely quite a lovely healing energy in the realm of what makes your life stable, whether it's an actual job, an actual career path, starting your own business, or getting out of debt. Some of you, this might be, getting out of debt and considering maybe looking at a few different options as to what to do to get yourself out of debt, or get yourself out of some financial, hole or bad spot that you found yourself in. Because I think for many of you, it is in either job, money, career path, or some kind of tangible issue with the security and stability of your life. Some of you, this could be in the more emotional or relationship issue of your life. You could be, even though there's a lot of Pentacles energy here too, it could be that you're in a perhaps relationship that isn't, you don't have the level of security, stability, or commitment in a relationship that you want, or the relationship that you're in. You may be considering making a relationship choice, or thinking about what to do in a relationship that isn't somehow giving you the kind of stability and security or commitment that you need as well. But there's healing energy as we move through the month. We find ourselves around the middle of the month, 3rd week or so, although timing is always fluid, and never more so than in a general reading, because so many of your stories are different. But around the middle of the month or so, the last half, we have the 9 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords, which is an energy I really like seeing. The 9 of Swords is a card of independence, self-sufficiency, self-reliance, a card that represents, you can see on the surface of this card, this woman is enjoying these things around her, which imply a sense of prosperity or abundance, security, stability. Again, we have Pentacles here. 10 in the tarot, the 10s represent a completion, achievement, or a full achievement or culmination, kind of being at the top of that energy. So 10 of Pentacles would represent long-lasting stability and security. So the 9 represents being very close. This woman appears to be dressed in something which has the sheen of silk, so she's very well put together. She obviously has the resources to take good care of herself. She's surrounded by things which imply prosperity, security, and stability, if not outright abundance, particularly in financial and monetary issues. But it's more than that. It's everything that she's enjoying, she's worked for herself. She or he has worked for yourself. It's about being able to take care of yourself and not needing very little, if any, help from somebody else, because you've worked very hard to get to this place where you're able to really love who you are, where you're going, what you've built for yourself, the goals that you still have in front of you, enjoying the life that you have, and just living in your own skin. And knowing that no one can take that away from you, because you're the one that's worked hard to provide that for yourself. Whether or not you're single or not, it's a question of being able to take care of yourself. And if you're with another person or partnered with somebody, it's not out of a sense of compulsory need, because you're absolutely just fine with who you are. So independence, self-sufficiency, self-reliance. Now, it's clarified by the Six of Swords, which is a card of peace and healing and restoration. It's a card that represents moving away from a difficult or turbulent or painful or challenging time. If you could see the water behind the boat, it would be, very wavy and choppy and turbulent. But she's moving away from this time into a place where the waters, the environment of her life is more peaceful and calm and placid and serene. It's transitional, and it's healing, meaning that there's probably good days and bad days in the healing process. It's transitional. She hasn't quite reached the other shore. She's not on solid ground yet, but she's definitely moving away from a time that was more challenging, particularly in the realm of thoughts too, because swords is air energy. That's the element which governs the suit of air, and it's about often how we think, belief systems, ideologies, our perceptions and perspectives, because that affects the way that we communicate. How we see things affects the way that we see the world, relate to the world, and communicate with the world and people in the world. So truth, education, higher education and learning, words, ideas, communication, which are all based on our own thought process. That's the energy of the suit of swords. So particularly in thoughts, it's about moving away from a very challenging sort of time and moving into a more peaceful, harmonious time, definitely moving towards that, which is why it's a card of restoration and healing. So definitely you're not quite to the place that you want to be at, which is the Nine of Pentacles, but there is healing available to get to that place, which is what these two cards are about, which I like to see, because it does look like there is some kind of lack, some kind of wanting, some kind of insufficiency, whether it's in an actual job, a career path, money, or being in debt, something like that for some of you. Although I think for less of you, it could also be about the stability and security of the emotional area of your life, the relationship area of your life, and how you view yourself. That too, there is definitely a sense of healing and moving to a place where you feel like you're less dependent on exterior situations and people, and more feeling good about what you're working towards yourself. So even though you're not there right now, you are considering some options that are going to lead to that. The cautionary advice that I'm getting right now for you Pisces is that I feel like the source of what you need, or some help, or resources, or something like that, help, resources, caring, whatever it is that you're lacking, there is either that or the help and resources to get that, either right in front of you or in your environment. I am kind of getting that, and I feel like it's either friends and or community somehow, because next we have the Nine of Wands and the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is a card of very good friends, like kindred spirits, brotherhood, sisterhood. It's also a card of really positive community connections as well. It's sometimes been referred to as the party card because it does have a highly social energy. It can represent getting out, having a good time with your friends, drinking, dancing, talking, having a good time. But it's about that connection you feel with people you feel really good with, that you don't have to pretend with, etc. But it's also a card of positive community connections, positive friendship connections, positive connections with people in the community who care about you specifically, or who care about helping people. And remember, this Five of Pentacles can sometimes represent being in need of something, whether it's in an actual tangible way like finances, money, job, or in an emotional way as well. This can also represent that there's something in the environment that you could find helpful, if not an actual solution. And with this as well, it's there around you. It's connected to either your friends, good friends, people that really care about you, or social community resources as well. It looks like it's available to you to help, with particularly with any kind of financial, those of you that are needing help in the financial or economical, money, job kind of area of your life. And this could be a variety of different things, because this is a general reading. It could be, seeking out a community resources for, maybe debt relief, or it's tax season. It could be that. Maybe some, community or county resource help for, job relocation or job retraining or something of that sort. Or if you're are having problems paying your mortgage, or your mortgage has gone upside down or something of that sort. I feel like for many of you Pisces, the help that you need is very close to you, and you're being asked to kind of push through that. And I think reach out and ask for help too. We do have this Nine of Wands that crowns the Three of Cups, and the Nine of Wands is I've heard it referred to sometimes as the Wounded Warrior card. It's a card that represents pushing through, because you're very close. You have these two nines sitting next to each other, so you're very close to kind of a cycle in your life coming to an end, or completing the circle so that you can move on to the next aspect of it. The Nine of Wands represents a soldier, depicted differently in different tarot decks. Sometimes he's standing upright with a bandage around his head. This is somebody who's been through a lot, somebody who's had to deal with a lot, somebody who's been in a lot of battles, a lot of fights. He's depicted as a soldier or a knight. And what do? They fight battles, they train. That's what they do. And this knight is, he's almost to the end of this particular chapter of his life, because he's at the 9. But right now, for the time being, he's run into some kind of obstacle, as represented by these wands behind him. Maybe unexpectedly, just when he thought he was getting close to being done with something or over something, with retreating a bit. Oh my gosh, yet it's one more thing. How can I get through this? Should I get through this? Should I just give up? What do I do? Almost always the accompanying energy I get from the Nine of Wands is to keep going. You are so close to completing this particular cycle, this particular chapter, and moving on into that healing energy. You're very close. I mean, you've got two nines together here. And then underneath those cards, we have the Six of Swords and the Three of Cups. There is help available to you, whatever the specific details of your situation is, Pisces, for those of you for whom this resonates, particularly in the earth energy part of your life. There is help available, even emotional help and support available to you from friends, from people from the community resources, kindred spirits. And I believe that you're being asked to reach out for them. I think some of you may be, some of us have a difficult time kind of reaching out and asking for help. It hurts, pricks our ego, or it's difficult for us to kind of swallow our own pride to do that. But regardless of whether it's actual money or job assistance, or debt assistance, or even emotional support and help, it's there right for you, Pisces. So you just have to kind of not ignore it and reach out and take it, or reach out and ask for it, because there definitely is healing available here. I'm going to pull a few last couple of cards for advice or guidance or anything else that Spirit wants to add to this. I feel like this is very transitional energy. I mean, whatever it is that this is focused on, Pisces, it may have been going on for some time, but you're very close to this part being done, and there's healing energy here, particularly in the realm of what makes you feel secure and stable and safe in the structure of your life. But I feel like there's help available in the form of people or people in the community, or community resources. So reach out for that. Oh, I have two jumpers. The Page of Cups and the Sun. Supportive, emotional, helpful messages coming in. The Sun automatically represents an uplifting of energy. The Sun, in my opinion, is the most powerfully influential card in the tarot, because just like the literal sun, when the literal sun comes out, it affects everything. It illuminates, it clarifies, it brings light, love, warmth, laughter. There's an uplifting of energy, a loosening up of restrictive energies, kind of breathing a sigh of relief after the night is over. That's what the Sun represents. And and the Page of Cups came first. So positive messages coming in, messages of love, support, help, to lift the burden, to help you breathe easier again, to loosen up this restrictive energy. Everything is kind of flowing together in this one of those reading, Pisces, where the message is coming across very clear and flowing together quite well. There is hope available right around you, maybe right in front of you, right around you, in the form, I believe, of people, either good friends that know you, family, good friends, or community as well. It's right there. It's very close to you. You just need to reach out and take it, reach out and ask for it. Relief is there and healing is there. Beautiful, beautiful reading, Pisces. So Pisces, that pretty much sums up your April 2019 mid-month reading for the remainder of April. I hope that you found it helpful and useful. Again, if you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, particularly if this resonated with you, feel free to email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. You can get all that information and contact details by clicking on the description link below, or the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage. I do love and romance, of course, compatibility charting, career, work, and finance readings, as well as investment readings, gift readings. I also offer 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life for the next 6 or 12 months in all the main areas, depending on how far ahead you want to look. So a few things to choose from. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, which has a few options too, but most of my clients find it particularly useful for quick answers to the quick, easy, simpler questions. But for something complex or in-depth, or you want to take a really in-depth look at it, traditional readings are probably best. But a few things to consider. So I will see you all again in a couple of weeks, Pisces, for the May 2019 general readings. Until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.